Hey, thanks for stopping by. Today I'm going to be reviewing this rubber base gel set that I got off of Amazon. It's from the brand FZANEST. I've tried gel polishes from them before and I really did like the brand, and I've heard a lot of good things about rubber base gels. I've just never actually tried them, so I wanted to test them out. These bottles also have that little top piece that comes out. That's pretty convenient because you can actually swatch right into there instead of having to swatch it on a stick. Then it'll be right on top of your bottle and you don't have to go searching for a swatch stick to see the exact true color. It's sometimes easier to use a thin brush to get in there. I didn't want to do that with the builder gel because I knew it was going to be thicker based on how they were when I was swatching them. Here I am putting the lid back on, and I went to pound that little clear part in, which I did with some of the gel polishes, and I didn't have any issues there. I'm not sure if I just did it too hard this time or what, which I probably did. It's probably my fault, but I couldn't get that color back, or that lid back in, so that one cracked, but it's whatever. Now moving on to this shade, which is a pretty light nude pink color, and I really liked all the colors in this set, to be honest. But this one was shade R05, and I'm just stamping that in to the lid. And I could tell while I was doing these swatches how well this formula was going to be in terms of self-leveling, because it just instantly just leveled right after I dabbed the little dots on the top of that lid and then cured it. Now moving on to this next color, R13. This one is the milky white color, and it's so pretty. This is one that I did end up using later on. I actually test these on my nail. I don't remember which nude color I used with it. We'll see later in the video, but for now I'm swatching this white color, and look how creamy it is. I really liked this shade, and again with that self-leveling, it just instantly wants to level out as soon as it's placed down, which is really good because then the color doesn't apply patchy. I have some milky white shades that do apply patchy, but because the formula itself was kind of thick and nice and creamy, it really did not apply patchy at all, this white shade here. You can see with one dot on there, I was good to go. I didn't even need to add any more. Now that clear part went on fine, didn't have any issues there. I won't be hitting them as hard anymore though. That is shade R21, just another nude shade. This one is definitely more opaque and just has more color and pigment to it than the other nude shades so far. It's just more of a medium tone, just rosy kind of pink nude. I loved all of these shades. This one I was scraping to the side, as you could see, and then kind of pushed it down from the side. That is that shade there, and it's really nice. I actually would like that as a lip color. And this is shade R23. Going to be just another nude shade. This one just was slightly more on the peachier, like browner nude side versus the other one. And then I came to my senses in the middle of this video and realized I needed to put something down because I just got this little diamond mat and I was just literally swatching my polish right on top of it. But now we're moving on to this shade, which is just another one of those lighter pinks. This one, I wanted to speed up the leveling process. It didn't level as quickly as the other ones, but that was probably just me getting impatient towards the end. But I'm just going to cure that. And then now we are going to be just reviewing all the shades. then I'm going to move on to actually swatching these on a tip. So first I will be grabbing my Apres tips. I'm going to be using the extended sculpt ones after I prep for them. Just a basic prep. I'm only going to be testing it on one nail, so I'm really just scraping off the cuticle because I haven't done my nails in a while. It's looking a little crazy, but I'll be doing the pop-off method anyways. I'm going in with those Apres nail tips, just finding one that fits my pointer finger because that's the finger I'll be testing this on. In hindsight, since this is a thicker formula, the rubber base gel, I should have probably tested it with a more natural nail tip so I could see how easy I could build up to it. Also, it's probably better I didn't do that because I already had to do a lot of filing as it is, and if I had to build my own, nail shape, I probably would have had to do more filing. But for this pop-off method, I'm just going in with cuticle oil and top coat. Cuticle oil is from Dollar Tree. Not as thick as the one I usually use from, I think it's just from Sally Hansen for this pop-off method, and either the quality just was not the best or I didn't use enough, probably a little bit of both for this Dollar Tree cuticle oil. So I really felt the burn through that one, so just a heads up there if you do have that cuticle oil from Dollar Tree. But now I'm going in with that white shade, and I will be doing just a basic nude ombre with the builder gel, which this is rubber base gel, but it's pretty much just, and it's probably not exactly the same. There's probably like an extra molecule or something here or there, but it just to me really felt the same as builder gel, just consistency wise and application wise felt like builder gel. Called that not because it's made of rubber, but it's called that because of how elastic it is, which just means that it kind of flexes more with your nail versus just traditional nail polish. Now I am going in with that rough first coat of white, and then with your builder gel, if you are allowing it to kind of settle before you cure it, which you definitely should. I like to turn my nail upside down just to let gravity do the work instead of letting it just slowly seep to the sides. You kind of want to hold it upside down while you're letting it all level out. And then the nude color I go in with is that R23 shade, and it's gonna look crazy at first with ombre. I feel like with any ombre, but especially with gel, it's definitely tedious, but I always do my ombre pretty much in the same method. It's a little bit easier actually when you have a thicker formula like this versus just layering the really thin ones, in my opinion, but it just looks bad before it looks good. So I'm going in with that nude shade, and with gel, I got it on my skin there. Definitely try not to. You can develop pretty severe allergies if you get in contact with your skin. I really need to be better about it because I will literally just wipe stuff off with my fingers, but I definitely need to stop because you can literally develop an allergy at any time, and it's very scary to think about. They do sell HEMA-free products these days, which are good to use just to make sure you don't even develop the allergy in the first place, but those are the products that you have to use if you do develop the allergy. So just try to avoid getting it on your skin at all possible. But if you do get it on your skin, you don't cure it, which I do go in with brushes. You can see that little bit I got on my skin is gone now, and you see me wiping it with my freaking finger. I need to stop doing that. I am taking my nude shade and starting to bring it up, and again, it's gonna look crazy at first before you like really blend it. Like, we're gonna be blending a lot. It seems time consuming for just one nail, but keep in mind, if you're doing even your own nails, you'll most likely be doing these steps on at least 2 nails at a time. I don't like to do like 4 nails at a time because while you are building up the other ones, your other nails that you already did are just being maneuvered too long. So I like to do no more than 2 nails at a time, but even just that cuts down on the time because then you won't be doing this times 10 fingers. It's even easier if you're doing this on a client, because while you're doing you know, 2 nails on one hand, their other hand that you just did is curing, and then when that hand gets popped in the dryer, then you're doing their next you know, nails. It's harder for yourself because you can only do one hand at a time, because you need literally one of your hands to actually do the work. But you can see it's kind of starting to come together. Onto my little pink cloth right there, I added a little bit of base gel and used that to help kind of feather it out towards the end where the two colors are meeting. And then I am going to go back in with some white to balance it out, and I'm just going to keep going back and forth with the two colors until I feel like it's blended together enough to where it looks seamless, to where you can't really see where one color starts and the other one ends. You really want it to be blended pretty well. So don't be surprised if you're doing a gel ombre and you have to go in with multiple coats. But this is my favorite way to do it, because with sponges you get those weird holes, and I get those no matter what type of sponges I use. Cosmetic sponges, kitchen sponges. I've tried many different sponge types, and I even got the little craft sponges, the little every sponge you can really think of. I haven't invested in an airbrush. They break pretty frequently from what I've heard of my nail groups, but I don't really want to bother with that. Plus, it's hard to prevent the overspray onto your fingers, and like I mentioned before, I'm really scared to get an allergy. Since I'm notorious for not really wearing gloves, I know I mentioned it earlier, but I really do want to try and invest in some HEMA-free products. Refers to a chemical that's in most gel polishes, and that is the component in the gel polish that can give you contact dermatitis, skin allergies. But now I'm unboxing this gel like 6-in-1. I'm using it for kind of a builder gel in this application, because after you go back and forth so many times with those ombre colors, it's going to be uneven. It's just part of it. And I only went in with one coat of that builder gel. The gel like 6-in-1. It has many uses, but in this case I did use it as a builder gel. I should have probably went in with 2 coats. I only went in with 1, but that's fine. Because I'm not even doing a real nail. So I'm just gonna go in and file it down, and this is kind of why in hindsight I wish I used more of a natural nail, because I have a lot to file down. I cut out a lot of filing, but I literally was filing this one nail for a minute, and if I had used more of a natural tip, the thickness of the polish wouldn't have been as noticeable. It would have just made that natural tip look more like a sculpted tip, like this one started out with. And you can see here I'm going back in with more gel, so I knew I should have went in with 2 coats from the beginning, but it's fine. I went in after that, and now it's nice and smooth. I'm going in with another top coat. The other one I used earlier was just some old one that I had. I just didn't want to mix this one with cuticle oil, so I'm finishing this one off with the top coat, and it's gonna look even nicer and shinier. That wipe up definitely between each layer, but for sure before you cure, like that perfect final touch up, because it's the final cure. And this is the finished product, going in with that Dollar Tree cuticle oil again. I mean, it's from Dollar Tree, it's $1.25. It gets the job done, but it's not the best in the world. But I actually do like the little brush part. But I really actually liked this builder gel set. The builder gel the rubber base gel is just a little bit more flexible than your traditional gel polish. And I did like the formula. It is thick, so just keep that in mind. It's just what it is. It doesn't really apply like regular polish. I hope that kind of conveyed in how I was stippling and swirling the brush along. Thank you so much for watching. I do have this set linked down below if anybody that's interested. Please like this video, subscribe to the channel if you like nail and beauty videos. I'm gonna be posting other videos eventually. I just am really in my nail phase right now. If there are any specific things you guys want me to review or anything like that, just let me know in the comments below. But I really do appreciate you stopping by today, and I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I hope you check out my next video. Bye!